II? What's that? When was that? Well, that's why you're here to find out. Hey everybody, I'm Rihanna.
And I'm Princess.
And you're listening to the invasion of Italy during World War II. Before we begin, what did Hitler say when he was losing the war?
Oh, I know. He said, I did not see that coming. Huh, get it? Nazi. To start off this invasion, it began on July 10, 1943, with 180,000 Allied forces invading Sicily, Italy. By the end of August, Sicily, it was under Allied control, which could be used as a base to invade Italy. After 38 days of fighting, the Allied forces were able to successfully drive out Italian and German troops and were prepared to conquer the rest of Italy. By September 3, 1943, Italy was completely invaded. The Italian government secretly surrendered to the Allies, but it was not announced until September 8th.
Seems sneaky, considering that the British and American forces' job was to occupy the north and the other half of British occupied the south by driving Germans into another area. The Germans immediately seized Italian military installations upon hearing of their capitulation, imprisoned their hapless former allies, and fired on their clueless ships. German defenses were consequently more secure than the Allies expected when they made their landings, and by the time the Allies threw their net, the Germans had moved beyond it to the north and had established a defensive line known as the Gustav Line about 75 miles north of Naples.
Also, to throw in some fun facts, it was practice for D-Day, and it increased hope in the military at home.
Wow, that's crazy, and it helped open a second front on the continent of Europe to take some pressure off the USSR.
Hey Rihanna, listen to this quick joke. General the pirate. Have you come here to die? Pirate to General. No, sir, I came here yesterday.
That was so funny.
Back to what we were saying. With the Italian forces out the way, the Allies' main focus was Germany. The Allied invasion of Italy neutralized Italy, which caused Germany to lose their greatest ally in World War II. Mussolini was overthrown in his reign in Italy also.
Yeah, this would all eventually lead to the surrender of the Germans in 1945. Hey Princess, what do Nazis eat for breakfast?
I have no idea, tell me.
Luftwaffles.
So who led the battles?
Lieutenant General George S. Patton commanding American ground forces and General Bernard L. Montgomery leading British ground forces. Allied troops were encountered with light resistance to their combined operations. Hitler had been deceived by mincemeat that had left only 2 German divisions in Sicily to battle Allied soldiers. Even several days into the attack, he was convinced that if it was a diversionary maneuver and continued to warn his officers to expect the main landings at Sardinia or Corsica. The Axis defense of Sicily was also weakened by losses the German and Italian armies had suffered in North Africa in casualties, as well as several 100,000 troops captured at the end of the campaign.
By January, the Allies tried to break the deadlock by landing at Anzio, which was 50 miles above the Gustav Line and 30 miles below Rome. It should have been a great success. The landing was preceded by a divisionary strike against the Gustav Line at Cassino. In response to the Allies, German troops stationed at Rome were dispatched to increase or enlarge the line, leaving Anzio virtually undefeated. The Allies hoped that once the landing was successfully made, the Germans would have to send these and several other divisions from the Gustav Line back north. This would cause the softening of the line for a major Allied push. But the American commanders at Anzio, Major Generals Mark Clark and John Lucas, proceeded to slowly and thus failed to take advantage of the momentary weakness in the German lines.
After the Italian regime fell from power, it was replaced by a new government friendly to the Allies. The battle for Italy became an extended bloodletting between tenacious Allied troops and steadfast German forces. It ended only when the war in Europe ended. By then, more than 300,000 U.S. and British troops who fought in Italy had been killed or were wounded or missing. German casualties totaled about 434,000.
When did this invasion all come to an end?
It all ended in May of 1945 when Germany gave up and left.
What did Hitler say when the whole world kept making fun of him?
Oh, I know. He said, "Enough with the Nazi jokes, they make me furious."
And that's the story of the invasion of Italy. See ya!